Karen is the peak of filmmaking, and it's all downhill from here, folks. This was written and directed by Coke Daniels, and is about a white woman named Karen that notices that a black couple played by Corey Hardick and Jasmine Burke moved into her neighborhood, and she doesn't like that, and she's going to do everything she can to basically make their lives a living hell, have her racist brother that's a cop get some charges on them, and basically find a way to get these black people out of her neighborhood because she's a Karen. She wants to speak to the manager, and don't all lives matter, and all the goddamn cliches that you've seen on those Facebook videos, those Twitter videos, or maybe unfortunately you've encountered in your real life. And I really hope that you haven't encountered that shit in your real life. But man, if this isn't one of the worst movies of the goddamn year, then we are fucking cursed. And I certainly don't mind the fact that, these Karens are being, exposed on film. And apparently Taryn Manning, who's been in Crossroads all the way to Orange is the New Black, and she wanted to take on this role to basically mock the Karens, mock these white entitled women that scream about racism, don't all lives matter, and all this bullshit and everything. And they squeal like hogs stuck under a gate and everything, because how dare people with different skin tones want equality and want to be able to live their goddamn lives, because racism is so goddamn prevalent in this fucking country. It's fucking ridiculous. And I've seen it secondhand. I work customer service. I've seen this shit happen. And it's fucking bullshit. So I can only imagine what it would be like to have a different skin tone and to have to be targeted, or be targeted rather, just because you happen to have a different skin tone. Nobody should be targeted because of their goddamn skin tone. It's fucking ridiculous. So as for this movie, it's fucking dog shit. It's just a collection of situations that people may have gone through and everything, and basically barely any cohesive story. Does the plot really fucking matter? No, it doesn't. Is it hilarious? Oh, fuck yes, it is. Taryn Manning plays this goddamn shit up to the hilt. I mean, she really does. Now, you can tell that she's just doing the best she can. And Corey Hardick and Jasmine Burke, they did the best they could here. And everybody else is just like playing a stereotypical character. The racist white cop. The backstory of, oh, Karen's husband happened to be killed by by somebody of a different color while he was on the job. So naturally, she suddenly turned racist. She's got 2 kids, and these kids don't seem to be racist. They know, oh, she doesn't really like, black people, as the daughter says. And I'm just going to say right now, there isn't really anything to spoil, because this movie, it's barely a movie. It's barely a concept. It's so fucking bad, but it's so fucking hilarious. It is going to be one of the worst movies of the year, but you could watch it definitely as a comedy. The thing is they almost play this so straight that it ends up being that much more comedic. If they had tried to make this comedic, not saying that this particular subject matter shouldn't be mocked a bit, but obviously racism is no goddamn joke. This movie was played so seriously, it was so fucking hilarious. Taryn Manning is every bit of stereotypical Karen that you could possibly ask for. And you could tell she's having a blast in this. It's just so fucking bad, so fucking atrocious. From the very beginning, there's like this chalk, very, very beautifully done chalk, drawing of Black Lives Matter. And within the first 15 seconds, she's pouring water on it and scrubbing it off and everything, because I'm just sick of, this equality and everything. Don't all lives matter? An actual line said in the goddamn thing, and it, god damn, it was just so fun. You definitely make the people hateable in this, I will say that much. And there's also this rookie cop that has a heart of gold. He's like, no, we need to do this stuff the right way. And Karen's brother, who's a cop, screams about the brotherhood, because yes, there are, unfortunately quite a few racists that exist in various forms of law enforcement, and really shouldn't exist at all, because if you're going to see people in a different light just because of their skin tone, that's really fucking stupid. You need to not be racist. That's really fucking bad to be that way. Don't be bigoted. Don't be like this. Don't be a Karen. Don't be a Chad. Don't be whatever the male equivalent of a Karen is. It only took them 9 minutes to do the I'll speak to the manager line, because she was there with a friend, and then these black guys were being really, really loud, in her words, even though they were just having fun and enjoying dinner and everything, and they happen to be friends of Malik, Corey Hardick's character. And he has a job where he works with the community center, and his wife does blogging and does stuff at home, to earn money and everything, and they have a pretty lavish house. And Karen, of course, we find out a backstory a little bit later. She got fired from her job as a school teacher after her husband had been killed, because she was making very racist remarks. Because, yeah, sure, that's what you do. You don't curse the fact that criminals took your loved one away. You instantly go to racism, which means the shit was always there, and this just made it bubble up to the surface even more. At one point, even though this racism was so obviously hammered into people's faces, it was like just put there like a goddamn pile, so naturally somebody named Coke would have directed it, to the point where everybody was just snorking the goddamn pile. Actually, that would have made the movie a lot, even more ridiculous, because then everybody would have been running around like crazy, like it was 28 days later. She asked Malik to help her in the, put some antifreeze in her car, and then, it accidentally spills. She brings him in to her house, and at one point he goes to the bathroom. He can't remember where it is. He finds another door, and there's all these cameras with all this, great, with like this, split screen technology and everything. All these cameras point at their house and everything. And here's my question: if she was fired as an elementary school teacher, if her husband's pension was even given to her, how is she able to afford all this shit unless she worked from home and stuff like that? I guess I'm really thinking too much into it, but. He even finds a Confederate, donned soap dispenser, Confederate soldiers on the goddamn thing, because everything just has to be so goddamn on the nose and ridiculous. And I get it. Yes, there are plenty of stereotypes. God damn, it's just so fucking funny. She says that these people line, fuck, this is ridiculous, is what I wrote down. She's a Karen named Karen, is what was actually said. Says you people, tells them if you don't like it, go back to Africa. She didn't mean anything by it. Clearly she did. I mean, and Taryn Manning's doing the best she can with this. There's no fucking material. It's the bare bones of a concept that might have made for a 30-minute movie, and they stretch this motherfucker out to almost 90 goddamn minutes. And then she ends up getting her brother to arrest Malik so she can shoot shoot Imani, who's I already forgot the name because the names aren't even goddamn important because the characters are barely concepts. But she wants to shoot her in her home, and then the husband can get shot. Well, then what happens is this cop, the cop that has a heart of gold, basically stops them from having that happen. Even though Imani gets shot, the brother cop gets shot. And then Karen gets shot in the head. So now what's going to happen to her kids that had absolutely nothing to do with this? Who the hell knows? Oh, and also Imani and Malik wanted to have a kid. And now we flash forward to, a press conference thing with a guy playing a trumpet. Badly, I might add. And then it turns out they're going to have a kid. And now they've taken over the neighborhood. Good people have taken over the neighborhood. The movie's just fucking ridiculous. I mean, it's so fucking bad. Obviously, it gets an F. For entertainment purposes, it gets a fucking A. But it's an F as far as a movie, because it's fucking terrible. It's going to be one of the worst movies of the year. But if you want to sit around with a bunch of your buddies and watch this goddamn thing, it is really fucking hilarious. And, and you can't even really hate Taryn Manning's character, because it's so goddamn comedic. And then again, considering how comedic and how fucking bullshit, and so stereotypically stupid all these Karens are and all goddamn racists are, it's fucking ridiculous. It's obviously scary, again, if you deal with that being a different skin tone than white, but it's just the way it deals with it, it's just so fucking hilarious. It really is. I mean, it's a great way to show, hey, actions have consequences, revenge can be had, and you really shouldn't be racist, but just the way it's done, it's a fucking F of a concept. But like I said, A for entertainment. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.